It seems as if women want to perfect the social environment instead of existing within it. And
When the auntie said all men should hold men accountable. So if you know that you're a man and you're saying that you've never done any woman any bad before, you should know a man that has done something bad to another woman. But then men are saying that they don't know, even them, they don't know any man that has done anything bad because they've not done anything bad to any woman. So who are the men that are doing bad things to women? So there's this particular creator that kind of want to compare the whole situation and blaming women, that women are the ones that go to places. Women are the ones that go to places that get them assaulted. Like, why would you go to the club if you know that you don't want to be raped? Why would you go to the bar if you know that you don't want somebody to spike your drink? Why would you go to the forest if you know that you don't want to meet the bear? Let me show you all the clip, then we'll come back and discuss.
this whole Deontay Kyle, men are accountable for the men who are terrible bullshit is really like opened up a train of thinking for me, and I really got to get this out. It seems as if women want to perfect the social environment instead of existing within it. And what I mean by that is, like, imagine a hunter goes into the woods and instead of accepting the fact that there's bears and mosquitoes and old trees that might fall and dangers, instead of him accepting that, he starts complaining. Why are there bears out here? Oh my God, why are the mosquitoes biting? Instead of choosing to stay indoors and go live in the city and buy your meat out of a market. Follow me. I'm a bad person if I say, if you don't like those environments and the negative things that come with those environments, stay out of those environments. I have never been to a club in my entire life. I have never been to a strip club, a hookah lounge, a bar in my entire life. I have lived a very intentional life. I went from my mother's daycare to elementary school, to middle school, to high school, to college, and to work. Within there, I was a little gym ratty. I played sports. I did this and that. That's how I got my social interaction on. And that's how most people do get their social interaction on. We have these very large conversations about a very small amount of people. And again, I just do want to reiterate, if you don't like the negative experiences that come along with like the environments you like to be in, don't try to change said environment. It's too big. There's too many variables. There's too many people to depend on lining up with your personal moral code. Instead, remove yourself from said environments. Why am I having a conversation about what happens at the club? Why are we regular people with 9-to-5 jobs having full-blown discourse and conversations about what happens when a woman rejects a man in the club and he like, you ugly anyway, bitch? Why are we talking about that? Most of us don't even participate in that. Most of us, I would like to say that if you're a married man, woman, why the fuck are you in the strip club, the club, a bar? What are you do? Go to a nice dinner. Sit at the house. Be grown. I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm tweaking.
I feel like, see, you don't need to go to bad places before you something bad happens to you as a woman. You don't need to expose yourself to those things before something bad happens to you. You don't need to wear a certain clothing. It's just like somebody telling you, oh, if you wear a certain clothing, you attract rapists. Even if you're fully clothed, even if you're a child, even a dead body, they dig dead people grave to grape them. They grape mad people that are outside. They grape people, children, babies. You don't need to have a certain figure. It is not your ass that is making people to follow you or meant to follow you and want to grape you or assault you or talk to you anyhow. There's not a certain place that you must be or you must not be before you can get assaulted by a man. Even the so-called churches, your pastors can assault you. There was a time that a particular pastor was trending in Nigeria that a lot of women were coming out to talk about when he raped them, when he was assaulting them. You guys, that church is still on till now. The pastor is still preaching. You don't have to be in a certain place. You don't have to be with a certain kind of community. You might even be on your own. You might even go and just run errand down the street and something bad is happening to you by a man. So if all women are coming out to say, in fact, if you put like 100 women in a room and ask them how many of you women have been assaulted, I actually saw a video like that. They were like, if you know any woman or you are one of the women that has been assaulted by a man, raise up your hand. You guys, everybody in the room raised up their hands. If it was a room full of men and you ask them that if you know any man that has assaulted any woman, nobody's going to raise up their hand. So who are the men assaulting women? I have a reaction on this video. Let me go ahead and roll some videos for you all to watch. Then we'll come back and talk about it.
It seems as if women want to perfect the social environment instead of existing within it. And what I mean by that is, like, imagine a hunter goes into the woods and instead of accepting the fact that there's bears and mosquitoes and old trees that might fall and dangers, instead of him accepting that, he starts complaining. Why are there bears out here? Oh my God, why are the mosquitoes biting? Instead of choosing to stay indoors and go live in the city and buy your meat out of a market.
I told y'all that nigga was weird. I told y'all he ain't one of us. I told y'all he is not one of us, bro. I told y'all a long time ago he is not one of us. And y'all told me that I was tripping and I be hating and this and that. That man said, if you don't want to be abused, don't go to the club. That man said, I'm tired of women complaining about being abused. Just don't go to different environments with men. That man said, if you don't want to be hunted, don't go out into the woods. And that's why he has a white woman. That white man mentality, man, is different, bro. Women are not human to them. Women are not human to them white folks, man. Y'all are animals to be hunted in the wild, in the wilderness. Y'all are game to them. I rest my fucking case, man.
So here's my quick little 2 cents regarding the Deontay Kyle debacle, because this has become the shittiest of a show. Just a few points. First point, the amount of black males that I am seeing ducking and dodging, bobbing, and weaving accountability that is long overdue. Every last one of y'all are an embarrassment to our community, and you ought to be ashamed. Moving on. Point 2. I saw that response video from that black male, that imbecile dunce of a male, trying to equate women wanting a perfect society instead of existing in the one we live in to a hunter going into the woods and being surprised to see bears, mosquitoes, and flies, etc., etc. That equivalence is so ignorant. It's painful, because a hunter being surprised at natural occurrences in the woods is not the same thing as women complaining about the very unnatural occurrences that happen in our society. Do you know what's not natural? The fact that funeral homes don't want to hire males. That ain't natural. You know what's not natural? The fact that every woman I know, every last one of them has been violated or abused at the hands of a man. That's not natural. Okay, so us being alarmed by those things and wanting change. All right, I'm moving on. Third point. I'm seeing a lot of black males, in an effort to dodge accountability, claim that they are only responsible for protecting the black women that they know and care about. Moms, aunts, grandmas, sisters, girlfriends, wives, etc. Who's gonna tell y'all that despite all the protecting you're doing, they're still being harmed by males? Who's gonna tell y'all that? How much protecting are you doing for the women you care about, you claim to care about, if they're still being harmed by males? And as a matter of fact, have you even asked these women in your life if they've been harmed at the hands of a male, especially a male you know. Hey, and then it takes it further. Do they even feel safe enough with you to give the honest answer? Because there's a lot of y'all who beat on your chest and swear up and down from your ego that the women in your family are safe, and they're not, and you don't even know about it. They're protecting your ego and your ignorance with their silence. And the reason why you don't know is because why would a woman confide in you, her being a victim at the hands of a male, when you are saying free Tory? Why would your sister, your daughter, your mother, your wife, your girlfriend feel comfortable confiding in you the vulnerability of her being a victim at the hands of a male when you don't believe Megan Thee Stallion, Halle Bailey, Cassie? The list can go right on. Y'all swear up and down you're protecting women that you care about, and you ain't even protecting them. So if you're not protecting them, and you're not protecting anybody else, who are you protecting? The answer is yourselves. You are protecting yourselves, and you are under this false idea that you're protecting other people, but really it's about you. You are more than okay with women taking on the brunt of male violence, because as long as it's not you taking on that brunt, you're okay with it. Y'all don't want y'all's ass beat at the hands of a man, so you're okay with watching it happen to other women. Can y'all just say that out loud so we can move on? Anyway, Deontay Cal about to get headed into a deal, and I love that for him because he is worth that kind of platform. And what a day, what a month. What a month for the black community, am I right?
I want y'all to understand something. Deontay Cal was right. Yeah, he was very right. Not only he was very right, but he was too right. In the way he broke that down so eloquently, I don't understand how so many black men find a problem with what he said. Labeling him as a simp, labeling him as a panderer for stating facts and having the back of black women. That's how I know a lot of black men have gotten to a point where you're programmed in hating black women. The minute you say something in the defense of black women and sticking up for black women, you're a beta. You're a simp. You're a panderer. Stating facts. Let me tie this into what Deontay Cal was saying was factual. Did you know, fellas, black men, that black women in between the ages of 15 and 45, one of the leading causes of death of a black woman between the ages of 15 and 45, domestic violence? Did you know that? One of the leading causes of death. Did you know there's almost 100,000 black women right now missing, wiped off the face of this earth to never be seen again? Did you know that? Did you know the mortality rate of black women giving birth to our sons, to our daughters right here? They're 3 times likely to die giving childbirth, during childbirth. The poor, piss poor mistreatment of black women. Malpractices, doctors, nurses that don't want to listen. Black women trying to communicate, hey, this don't feel right. Oh, you okay? It goes back to slavery. They don't believe that black women, the pain of black women is real, is legit. It takes for a black woman to lose her life for it to be taken serious. But when a black man sticks up for a black woman and the grievances that black women deal with, he's a simp. He's pandering. This is how low vibrational a lot of y'all black men have became. And you're so engulfed and invested in the hatred of black women. Since y'all like to sit around and whine and cry about women, about black women on these podcasts, when y'all gonna whine and cry about the issues that black women deal with, huh? Y'all whine about the issues such as black women ain't being submissive enough. Black women ain't feminine enough. They don't got time to be feminine and submissive to a group of men that hate them. Huh? They don't got time for that. The issues that black women got to deal with is life-threatening. The issues that you have with black women, black men, is not life-threatening. So we got work to do, black men. We got work to do. A lot of work to do.
I need you guys to watch the entirety of this clip that I'm going to play, because I'm going to ask women a question at the end of the clip. And for the purpose of having the proper context, I want everyone to watch the entire clip. And then I want you to put your answer down in the comments, because I don't think, things just aren't clicking, and I'm trying to get them to, I want, when they see the answers, say, okay, now what?
This whole Deontay Kyle, men are accountable for the men who are terrible bullshit is really conversations about a very small amount of people.
One of my mutuals, Hood Storyteller, made a video the other day where she said, every woman knows a woman who has been sexually assaulted, but no man knows a man that's a sexual assaulter. And women, this is the question that I had for you. Where were you when you were the victim of a sexual assault, sexual harassment, or you were placed in a situation that could have easily turned into a sexual assault had someone not stepped in? As someone who's in the military, let me tell you, most of the time when it happens, it's either on board the ship where we work, it's in combat zones. That happens to women a lot. That's not the club. That's not a bar. That's not a hookah lounge. It's nowhere fun. It's a combat zone. Imagine you being in a combat zone, worrying about bullets, and you also have to be worried about the person who's supposed to have your back. It also happens at the gym. It also happens at school. It also happens at the daycare. Didn't that lady just go to jail because she shot her husband who was sexually assaulting the children? How many women has it happened to at school? You know what the crazy thing is? I think it happens the least in those club environments. Does it happen? Yes, it definitely does happen. And I would say the reason why we talk about it so much is because, like, when it happens, it's so overt, and it's usually filled with like some type of like aggression or rage or violence attached to it, right? And I think a lot of times men don't consider a lot of things as sexual assault. If a woman isn't outright screaming at the top of her lungs, no, 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 then she had to want it. She got turned on during it. She had to want it. Sexual assault has happened to women in every single location that he mentioned. Oh, I was an athlete. Didn't Simone Biles and a bunch of other gymnasts come out and talk about how they were sexually assaulted by their doctor as Olympians? As Olympians. In their profession. So you're saying we're grown people. We don't, what are you doing at the club anyway? Women in combat zones. Professional athletes by their doctors. College dorm rooms. They're in school learning by their college professor. This is the type of man when if God forbid, his daughter ever had to come to him and say, Daddy, this happened to me. What were you doing there? Why were you there anyway? You shouldn't have been there. It's not that women are going to places where the monsters are. The monsters are everywhere. The monsters are everywhere. There is no place that is safe from the monsters. None. None. Not your home. Not your doctor's office. Nowhere.
Deontay's video made me uncomfortable, but for the right reasons, and I'm gonna explain why. It made me sit down and ask myself, at one point did I make a woman or women feel uncomfortable? And when I thought back to 2016, when I was drunk trying to talk to this girl in my brother's apartment, he had like a little get together, right? And one of his neighbors came down who's a woman. And I thought there was some type of spark till I realized there wasn't. But I didn't realize it in that moment. How I realized it was one of his homeboys came to me and said, yo, stop. Like, she's not wanting to talk to you. She's uncomfortable. Me being silly, what do you mean? Why do you think she keeps moving? We were at a countertop, and she just kept, relocating until she went by a guy. When a woman goes by another guy, whether they know them or not, that's when you should know, nigga, you making them uncomfortable as fuck. And I didn't realize I was until he pulled me to the side and told me. That's what I reflected on when I watched that video. How many of you niggas can say you do that even before he dropped that video? How many of us can say that after the video we sat down and did some self-inventory? Like I said, it made me uncomfortable because I had to look within myself. When he sat there and said women look at us men the same way we look at police and white folk as black people, I had to sit there and be like, well, god damn. Because I'm the nigga that be like, damn, did she go blaming niggas for somebody else? And this niggas out here that be like that. Like, damn, yeah, they fucking up for the rest of us. No. No. Because your good nature to 150 other bad motherfuckers is not going to change her mindset, her approach, and her feelings on men. Because on Monday, she might meet you and you good natured, but by Friday, 20 niggas have fucked it up for her. Therefore, she don't give a fuck about the other 75 good niggas. Because why would she trust the fact that them 75 good niggas would do her the opposite with them horrible ass 20 niggas did? And that's the shit I had to think about. You know what I'm saying? And I should still continue to think about, because I also got daughters. And me being a father of girls, I will want somebody's son who's well equipped and raised to want to protect them. So just think about that when you watch this video before getting upset, because he's telling you to be accountable, because he's telling you to look within yourself and see what it is that you do or don't do to make a woman feel safe or unsafe.
Video, while I was trying to prep for this video, this lady was just making a Snapchat. She was in a bar and she was just making a Snapchat by herself, and a guy just came behind her and tried to kiss her. She doesn't know him. She doesn't know him. They've not spoken before. They just came and want to kiss her. I don't know what we're talking about. She's on her own. No? She don't look for trouble. She's on her own. She was wearing a shirt. It's not like she's well dressed. She's on her own. Probably in a restaurant, I don't know, but she was trying to make a video and this guy just came to kiss her. She had to scream. That was why it felt uncomfortable and left. She had it on camera and she posted it. Probably we're going to do this video tomorrow or something. But this is what we're talking about. You don't even need to be in their face. They are everywhere. Even in the hospitals. The other woman that went to the dentist to do her teeth that got pregnant. You went to do your teeth. What does doing your teeth have to do with your vag? Even in the hospitals, you are not safe. You're not safe with the doctors. You're not safe anywhere, even with your parents. Even your father can assault you. Your father's friend. Your mom can collab and see, you're not safe anywhere. So if almost all women are coming out to talk about how all these things have been happening, who are the men that are doing it? Are they just saying it? And there's a trend now that is going on that some people are like, if you know that you've been assaulted before, don't come out and talk about it. Just go to therapy, because it's kind of a shameful thing and all of that. The thing is that most of the time, why most people actually keep quiet is the reaction they get when they want to talk about it. You see them want to talk about it and be like, I don't feel comfortable when this person come around, and people blame them and say, oh, probably it was the way you're dressed, or probably the way you look at him, or probably they will try to look for something to say. Currently, there's a particular lady that went to a spa. She came from US to Nigeria. She went to the spa to get a massage. And it was a male masseuse that massaged her. This guy fingered her. However, she did not react immediately. She left the spa. Later on, she went to the police, she went to report and all of that. She now came online to talk about it. And you know what? People are blaming her. Like when he fingered you, why you were enjoying it, that is why you did not talk. You liked it, that is why you picked a male message. Sometimes something might be happening to you, right? Because of the shock. You don't even know what to do. You don't even know if to scream. You don't even know what is actually happened until you play that thing on your head and be like, wait, oh, this person actually did this to me. Sometimes it might even be because you don't even know who to talk to about it. Because you know that if you tell somebody about it, they blame you. And that's exactly what happened. If you see, even women were blaming her and saying that when he fingered you, you lie down there and you continue, you make sure you finish the massage. That means you were enjoying it. Just as this particular podcast guy, his name is Andrew, and saying that not all women that were sexually assaulted don't enjoy it. That at a point they kind of enjoy it. If it's not all men, who are the men doing all these things? And if you know you've not done it before, do you hold your fellow men accountable for what they are doing? Do you caution them, or do you tell them that I'm not going to talk to you, I'm not going to be your friend, I'm going to disown you just because you did something like that to somebody, to a woman, or just because you're doing something wrong to a woman? Do you do that? Or you just let it go because it is not you? And one of the creators was saying that at some point then, that some women, that they might feel uncomfortable just because you might feel like you've never done anything wrong to any woman. They don't want to tell you because they are afraid to tell you because they don't know what's going to come out of it. So you are not even safe. If you think that you're 100% safe, you're just saying it. Let your woman come out and talk about it if you're really safe. 100. You guys, what's your take on this video? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, Trigger Mara David, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.